Strength must build up, not destroy. It should outdo itself, not others who are weaker. Used without responsibility, it causes nothing but harm and death. I can lift the heaviest weights, but I cannot take the responsibility off my shoulders. Because the way we use our strength defines our fate. What traces will I leave on my path into the future? Do we really have to kill in order to live? My true strength lies in not seeing weakness as weakness. My strength needs no victims. My strength is my compassion.
Deadlift, 360 kilos, 3 reps. Yoke walk, 550 kilos for 10 meters. 6,000 calories a day, 350 grams of protein a day, 8 meals, 3 hours of training, 4 times a week. I've been compassionate towards animals throughout my life. So even as a child, when I would see animals in distress, I would always have this urge to help them, putting a lot of energy and time sometimes even to rescue animals who were in a bad situation, like injured birds and things like that. At a certain point, I realized that I was very contradictory with my behavior because, for instance, I would put a lot of time and energy into trying to save a bird over the course of several weeks, and at the same time I would eat chicken. So I realized that the problem was that in the one case I was seeing the suffering, so I had the urge to do something, and in the other case I was just seeing a product. I was just buying a product and I didn't see the face, the individual behind the product. To ask myself the question, would I kill the chicken myself? The answer was no for me, and I thought it's dishonest to eat the chicken if you wouldn't kill it yourself. So that was pretty much when I stopped eating meat, and at that time for me that was already the answer to my moral dilemma that I was in. After finding out what happens in the dairy industry and what happens in the production of eggs and so on, I just realized that it just wasn't enough to just not eat meat, but to make it the right way, you would have to go a step further and cut out all animal products, so you don't support the dairy industry where cows get treated like machines. You have to force them to get pregnant so we can get the milk and so on. And for me the problem was that I was a little bit afraid of not being able to maintain the level of performance that I had as a vegetarian. And to my surprise, I was not even only able to maintain my performance level, I even did better. I even went heavier with my body weight, and I realized that I didn't even have to eat as much as I ate before because my metabolism was getting so much more efficient. I ate the same amount of calories, but I started gaining weight. And I was eating the same amount of protein, but I was getting stronger than I was before. And one drastic change that I realized was my health. I was recovering so much faster. Inflammation in my body went down. Because the kind of training that I do involves a lot of stress to the joints, so you always have some level of joint pain, and that went so much better after going vegan. What you find out when you cut out dairy completely is that you're going to feel much better. A lot of the problems that I had as a vegetarian, being, for instance, an iron deficiency that I had, that it couldn't even get cured with supplements. If you have a lot of dairy, it just blocks your iron intake. Our bodies did not evolve to be dependent on drinking a cow's mother milk. So when I cut out the dairy, my iron levels went normal, and I don't even have to supplement iron to have normal iron levels now. Another problem was that I was over-acidized all the time, so that means that I had heartburn pretty much every day. No matter if it's meat or if it's dairy or eggs or whatever, it's always rich in sulfur-containing amino acids. When you digest and metabolize them, you get sulfuric acid as a byproduct. And that's what's over-acidizing actually your body. So, and that was what I felt in my stomach and what gave me the heartburn every day. And all of that just disappeared after I cut out the dairy. In most cases, I think the problem is that people just regard themselves as not being strong enough. So sometimes I would have a discussion and I would tell all the reasons there are for going plant-based, being social justice, being environmental reasons, or being animal rights reasons, or just health reasons. But people say, okay, I understand your point. It's just I couldn't do it because I don't have the willpower to do it. And to tackle that, I always tell people to see it as a challenge for 4 weeks. Doing something for 4 weeks is not as scary as going vegan for the rest of your life. 9 out of 10 people who I know who have done it for 4 weeks, they just stick to it because they feel so much better and they realize that it's actually not hard to do. And then you see all these positive outcomes that you're creating, and it gives you a great feeling body-wise, and you also know that you're doing something good.